Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is GSmith624 or Zach Smith.
And I am ApparentParadox.
I was going to introduce you, but that works too. All right. Anyways, we're doing this. Matt, are you excited for this?
Sure.
You don't even know what's about to happen, do you?
No.
You're not ready.
No, I don't play. I don't play these at all.
He's ready for this. Also, there's no sense. This might have died.
Probably PlayStation. It might have died. Yeah, I went to sleep because it was out.
Oh, there's this. Yep, there it is.
Is it really loud?
Yep.
Yeah, you can turn it down on the left side.
Yep, I got it. Here we go.
He's using my headphones because he forgot his.
It happened. Also, listen to this. I want you to be quiet. Listen to this. Hey, give it some slack here. This was all fan-made. This was like a 2-year project. This was by like 3 people.
Ruby girl.
Hey, don't start.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let this play.
Is this the one that we're going after the girls or the guys?
This is the one we're going after.
That's gonna be difficult.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Asagao Academy, Normal Boots Club.
Okay, so it's Asagao Academy. But yes, that's what we're playing today, ladies and gentlemen. Asagao Academy.
Asagao Academy.
I hate you. Are you ready for this? I don't think you're ready.
Sure.
Chapter 1. Oh, there's no title for this chapter. Okay. But just in case you didn't know, this was... I hate you so much. This is a fan-made thing about the Normal Boots Club on YouTube, including people such as Pro Jared, The Completionist, Peanut Butter Gamer, Did You Know Gaming, and a bunch of other people. I can't think of their actual YouTubes right now. But without further ado...
But they don't have Captain Sparkles
Well, this is...
or Rhett and Link.
Hey, this is because they're not part of that group. Why would they include them if they're not part of that
They're
group?
awesome.
Yeah, but they're not part of the Normal Boots
But-
Club.
Well, too bad.
Why would they be a... Anyways, I'm going to start this now.
Let's see how much I can make you rage.
I'm starting to think this was maybe a mistake already.
On your part?
I don't know yet. The train made its way along the gentle curve of the coast of Japan, whisking me farther and farther from home. Across from me sat a boy, face half blurred, buried in a newspaper. He was deeply entranced in whatever article he was reading, and hadn't spoken a single word to me, even when I asked if I could join him in the last compartment with any available space. He shrugged, nodded, and adjusted his newspaper without ever making eye contact. It had been almost an hour. In fact, he hadn't once looked at me. Devoid of conversation, I took instead to counting the buttons on the pretentiously lush carmine seat cushions. 1, 2, 3, 21, 22, and so forth, over and over. Now and again, I turned to look out the window, where the trees were blurring by. Sometimes the smeared green would break and reveal the quiet blue of the Sea of Japan. Eventually, this rapidity made my stomach churn, and I went back to counting the buttons on the seat cushions. 1, 2, 3. The train compartment shuddered around us. My eyes wandered to the boy and his jacket. It wasn't the school-issued blue that I and the other students on the train were wearing. Instead, it was a green varsity jacket with an embroidered patch poorly sewn on the front.
Varsity life jacket.
Shit. So you're a first year then? He folded his newspaper neatly, set it in his lap, and looked at me with a half-interested gaze. Did he just catch me staring? Now that the paper was gone, I saw his face. He watched me through heavy-lidded eyes. His hair was immaculately groomed, his teeth straight and blindingly bright. There was something about him, the way the light hit him that made him look like he was almost sparkling.
He's a vampire.
He's not a vampire.
He's a Twilight vampire.
Stop it. Me? He glanced around the compartment, empty besides us, and laughed. Oh. No, I'm not a first year. I'm a third year. The train began to slow, metal wheels groaning against metal tracks. The sudden shift threatened to rob me of whatever was left in my stomach, but I closed my eyes and took a deep breath, willing myself to keep it together. What kind of impression would I leave, puking on a student before I even arrived at the academy? The boy frowned. I picked at the hem of my cotton skirt. That's not possible. I've never seen you here before. It took me a moment of mouth fishing to find a response. It's because I'm a transfer student? He laughed again. A transfer student, huh? We don't get many of those. I removed my acceptance letter from the front pocket of my uniform. The paper, heavy weight, off-white, had accumulated creases from my reading and rereading, as if the words might have changed since the last time I read it. The boy took it, studied it, then handed it back to me.
I'll see you around.
Did you hear that beautiful noise? I'll see you around.
The audio cue.
Yep. I told you these audio cues are great, by the way. You're in for
So
nothing.
important.
Well, it was by the people, like, this is Pro Jared, spoiler alerts. We'll find it out, like, 20 minutes from now, but they all did their own
Because I don't
audio
have any
cues.
idea anyways.
Yeah, you don't know who it is, but they all did their own audio cues for the game.
Just a spoiler, I haven't watched any of these YouTubers really, so.
Yeah, he has no idea who most of these YouTubers are, so that's why this will be fun. But, well
You're
then.
like, oh man, that guy that I've never heard of.
Right. Well then, Hana, I suppose I'll be seeing you around. He smiled at me as he picked up the suitcase lying next to him. By the time I hiccuped a response, he was already gone from the compartment. I stared out into the empty hallway of the train. It was then that I realized, having gotten it from my acceptance letter, he knew my name. Oh, he knew. No, that's just. I had gotten it from my acceptance letter, knew my name.
I realized he.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
That was throwing me off for some reason.
Grammar!
The train settled at the station, and I filed out with the rest of the uniformed students. It was early April, and the last frost of winter had come and gone. The trees were already green, their leaves shivering in the occasional gust weaving through them. The air was mild, only a few clouds hanging in the sky. I walked along the road with a swarm of blue-jacketed bodies, looking at the little groups breaking off from the crowd. Everyone was buzzing so animately around me. I held my suitcase tight in my sweaty hands. It was leather-bound and worth more than anything it contained. It wasn't far to the school, and I was, for maybe the first time in my life, thankful that that what I owned didn't amount to much. My school issued Oxfords clicked, clicked on the pavement. I walked this walk over and over in my mind. So many nights I laid awake, imagining what it would be like to walk from the train station to Asagao Academy for the first time. My new start. I always imagined that everything would change for me on this walk. That somehow, everything would be magically different. But as I looked around, I realized nothing had changed. I hadn't changed. By the time I reached the massive gate to the academy, I forgot all about disappointment slouching in the back of my throat. The school, framed by the gate's twisting black metal, was just as beautiful as the glossy photos I saw in its pamphlets. This was it. Asagao Academy.
Asagao Academy.
It's really. No, but one thing you have to give this game credit for, even if it... For one, you have to remember this was all fan-made. Two, all of this is original music. And three, there's some really fancy wordplay they got there. I glanced around. The swarm of students gathered around the gate. Beyond it, tiny blue people bounced around the academy's main building. A girl
Why are
pressed...
there Oompa Loompas?
They're not Oompa Loompas. They said blue
Tiny
people.
blue.
They're not... Oompa Loompas aren't blue, they're orange.
True.
A girl pressed a button to one side of the gate. The excitement in the air was almost palpable. Palpable? I don't know how to pronounce that word. A few moments later, the black gate, with great effort, creaked outwards and cleared the pathway. As the rest of the group shifted into motion, I followed along, a sheep in the herd. My stomach tied itself into knots. The crowd split off in different directions. For a moment, I panicked. A tired-looking man with gray hair called out for first years. A cluster of fresh-faced students gathering around him. Hey, look at that girl! I turned. A few feet away, a small group of boys were pointing at me and snickering. Pink hair? Are you kidding me? Read it.
How desperate can you get?
Hot shame crawled down my neck. I attached myself to a group of girls, following a few steps behind them. In the distance, cicadas hummed in time to my shoes crunching against gravel. My hair. It wasn't my fault that my hair looked like this. Luckily, I found myself at the girls' dormitory, a large sign in the lawn reading, Primrose House. The building dwarfed me in size.
Did this become Hunger Games?
And hey. Well, actually, it might be a joking reference to Hunger Games.
Possibly.
The sheer intimidation. Because you have to remember, this was fan-made, so there's lots of homage to other YouTubers in here also. So actually, there might be a Captain Sparkles or like.
How many students did Asiago have?
I was trying to read here, or I was trying to tell a story.
Yeah, but I had a chance to say Asiago.
As I approached the building, a red-headed girl lingering nearby caught my attention. I looked away, then looked back. She was staring at me. She walked over.
Oh, you must be my roommate!
Oh?
We didn't really need an audio cue for that, but okay.
I eyed her warily. She was smiling and bouncing in a way that suggested her views of life were akin to a perpetual bouncy castle. Alright.
What?
Me?
Okay.
Bingo.
Of course, you silly. Let me guess. Room 325? I thought back to the paper I received a month prior, with a list of all the supplies I needed for the year and my dorm arrangement. Yeah, that's right. She laughed, but I couldn't figure out what was so funny. Was she laughing at me? When I found out my roommate was a transfer student, I knew you were going to be a total main character. She breaks the fourth wall. She is Deadpool.
Well, take a shot.
No, she said, here's the fourth wall, I'm going to break this shit.
No, like, shot. You're right. Closest thing we have to a shot. Some strawberry Fanta.
Anyways, I'm sorry. A what?
Mm-hmm.
When I saw you outside the gate, I knew it was you. I mean, look at that hair! I felt a lump forming in my throat. What was she talking about? She had to be making fun of me. I hadn't spent more than 5 minutes on campus and I was already being mocked. My hands began to tremble. Is there something wrong? Oh, she looks so sad! With my hair? Her face slackened from its amused smile to a more worried expression. Why is everyone looking sad now? Shit!
It's the darkest part of the game.
And then she began to laugh again.
Oh, no. It's great, I'm sorry.
Why is like half of this voice acted?
We're getting off on the wrong foot, aren't we? Oh, gosh. I'm Mai Sasaki. You must be Hana.
I bowed my head.
Hello.
It's nice to meet you, Mai. All your school books are waiting for you in our room with your welcome letter, and I read the envelope. I hope you're not mad. When I started walking towards the dorm's front rooms, I followed behind like a lost puppy. Did you check into the front desk already? No, I didn't. I didn't know I was supposed to. Good. They'll offer to have a staff member give you the tour of the campus. But I can show you around. We don't get many transfer students in year 3, you know. Oh, is that your only bag? Just the one? I'm glad I brought an extra bag of stuff to decorate our room with. I started already, I hope you don't mind. But I had to wait to string the lights. I thought we could do it together, you know? She said you know a lot.
It's gonna be all flowery, isn't it?
I mean, it might be. She spoke quickly, the words bubbling from her mouth, and left me no time to answer
Flowery.
until the end of her monologue. I mean, when you have to describe her with bubbling, And quickly,
The room is gonna be flowery.
it might be a little flowery. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. She held the front door open for me, and I hurried inside. Girls filed up and down to the hallway, howling greetings and exchanging vague niceties that were, more often than not, "How was your break?" and "Look how tan you got." Oh my god, the front of my nose is just so fucking itchy. I'm sorry. That must be like so fucking distracting.
No, that's how it works. Anytime that anybody's on camera, their nose itches.
It seemed like everyone knew each other. I followed Maya. She led me through the maze of students and up 2 flights of stairs. You're on the 3rd floor? That sucks.
Oh man.
It doesn't look like there's an elevator in this place either, so that really sucks. Each dorm floor looked the same as the last. Narrow, white doors lining both sides of the pale pink walls. Thin gold numbers were tacked to the front of each, the numbers rising as we climbed. You're not missing anything with the campus tour, I promise. Mr. Saitomo... Saitomo? Let's go Saitomo. Does this every year, and he's like totally dull. He just drags you around the entire campus and talks in that weird squeaky voice of his. Well, now if he ever has any impromptus, we know to give him a squeaky ass voice.
You can handle that.
I'll tell you everything you need to know. Should I start doing like a girlish, like, you sure?
No.
I mean,
No, you
you
shouldn't.
sure?
That's going too far.
you
That's
sure?
doing too much.
Thanks. We headed down a hallway on the 3rd floor. Mai stopped us in front of a door number 325. Here we are! Hey, it's not flowery.
Look at the bed.
It's a little flowery. It's not complete flowers, though.
It is less flowery than I thought, but of course instead there's posters of guys. To make up for the fact that it's not flowery.
I mean, he's in boxers, so that's a thing. And
Yeah.
he's shirtless. But that one's kitties and a puppy. Those are 3 dudes.
Is that a puppy?
I think that's a puppy.
Yeah.
It might be a cat. There's a bunny.
Might be like a fox.
It might be a fox. Anyways. Actually, this is a good place to cut it off. So in the next episode, we'll continue off from here. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been G624, and he is ApparentParadox, and I'm signing out. Farewell.